Okay, welcome back, guys. I am having some internet issues, so I'm not actually on Roll20 with the group. For any of you who are watching, we will be just doing some role playing, and I will have to trust in their sincerity that their roles are true. If they decide to cheat, let us know on YouTube or any of the other podcast services, and I will make sure to punish them severely for it. The last time we left the group, Cromtech and Drusilla had somehow weaseled their way into the champion's bedroom. I'm a little fuzzy on the details right now just because my brain doesn't want to work. But yeah, they're there. They agreed to travel together. I believe they're even planning on leaving before the tournament, which is in a couple days. We left them having just gotten to the champion's room. They did some chatting, and then they were talking about going to bed. And I think that's where we left it. So we will come back to it with them waking up in the morning.
I wake up, stretch, and go down to take a bite to eat, and wait for the others to join me.
I'm gonna say I wake up and I write in my diary if I get up before the other ones. I don't feel comfortable leaving the room since it's the palace and I don't want to die.
Oh, we're in the palace.
So
Richard Slaughter, not palace.
Same thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna, start writing in my diary of the events that happened yesterday.
I'll roll out of bed kind of late. Didn't have anything planned for today, no fights or anything. Yeah, I'll see what the other two are up to.
Priscilla?
Okay, so paint the picture. Where am I? What's the room look like?
I hate you. It's essentially like let's go with it's like one of those Vegas suites you see in the movies. It's a huge living space. It's got a kitchen, a place to relax. It's got a bit of a training room area, and you're like asleep on one of the couches.
Okay, I'm in kind of a dining area outside of it. Oh, where's the couch? The dining area.
No, like the living area.
Okay. Communal area. Very extravagant.
Yeah.
Like the penthouse suite style,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I see Ben. Well, good morning, champion.
Ben's fine. That champion worship gets old. Hope you enjoyed the quarters. They've been comfortable. Too comfortable.
I mean, I'm used to sleeping on piles of filth and cheap inns, so I don't have the most varied taste in beddings. Guess it was nice.
I just want to make a mention that, well, when she wakes up and says, "Good morning, champion," I'm kind of like sitting there and I could just roll my eyes at like the dude invited us to his room and just, okay, fine. You already got in the pants. You don't have to keep it up.
I mean, that did not occur. There are other women for that.
True.
God knows how many kids Ben has.
You make a good point.
It'd be super awkward if you took that flirtatiously, because I was just making idle chit chat on the couch. Anyways, okay, Ben. I forgot. What were our plans for today?
My first plan is to get something to eat, and then we can hit the road. Unless there's anything else you want to take care of while you're here.
No, can't think of anything.
And
Um,
this whole hitting the road thing, we should probably keep it on the DL. I can't imagine they'll take too kindly to me just leaving.
You are kind of high profile.
I chime up. I'm like, we're leaving the road today. I thought there was at a tournament in a day or so.
I mean, if you wanted to participate in that, you're welcome to.
As interesting as this whole city is, I've had a few bad experiences drawing too much attention to myself in new cities. So, like you said, I would like to keep it on a DL, hit the road.
Not entirely sure I was gonna enter myself. But I mean, Drusilla never. Drusilla seems like that would be the type of thing that she'd be into.
Well, here's a thought. We could enter under pseudonyms. Pseudonyms.
Waitonyms?
Oh,
You gonna enter feeling all soft and velvety?
Oh, you know it.
I think it's pseudonym.
It is pseudonym, not pseudonym.
Yeah. We could enter under pseudonyms.
Ooh.
We could be on the DL. You could still have your glorious battle, and we could encounter some very interesting monsters. Of course, you wouldn't be entering,
I'm in.
you wouldn't be entering as the champion, but we could enter as a team.
I don't think we'd be able to enter him without people recognizing him as the champion.
Yeah, I can't exactly slap a fake mustache on and fool everybody, you know?
I don't know, Ben. That blood power, maybe you could bend it around and make yourself look different. Trying to think outside the box here, you know?
Nah, it just looked bloodier. They've seen that.
We could get you a gaudy helmet to hide your face.
What's
Something
wrong
on
with
a.
What's wrong with his face?
It's identifiable.
So are my rippling pecs.
Yeah, and robes to cover those too.
So you're
Really
saying
trying to like
we're gonna load him, disguise him as he leaves from this suite to the fight when I'm assuming people come and get him for a fight.
You're right. I didn't think this through. It's a terrible idea. We should just hit the road.
I'm not. I wasn't suggesting that we go as a group. I was just. I don't even know the rules of the tournament. I wanted to have a little fun. Just watch people. Just experience it myself. I mean, I'm not from around here, so this isn't kind of what I'm used to.
Ben, if we join, we fight you at the end. You gotta promise not to kill us. And Cromtech, I don't want to fight you either, so we're gonna have to enter as a team. If we go through with this.
I wasn't planning on fighting.
You weren't?
Not unless I have a good reason to.
I suppose I can try and push your blood back into your body. Think that would help?
I'm not trying to force everyone's hand here. I'm just curious on what's the rush on why we have to leave today. I mean, Drusilla and I literally just got here yesterday. I haven't even had a chance to check out the shops.
I can hang here
We
for
have
a
a day until the contest starts.
Yeah,
couple days.
DM,
2 days.
Oh, it's 2 days away?
Couple days. I haven't given it an exact number, anywhere between 2 and 4, but yeah, couple days.
I don't know, Ben. I think this is more up to you. I'm fine with entering the tournament. I'm also fine with leaving right away. I know it's not really your thing by the sounds of it, though. It sounds like you're not feeling this whole tournament thing.
Well, I just feel like I've trained here long enough. Kind of itching to move on. Plus, I kind of get the feeling there's people here who are tired of me being here. I can show you all around town.
Sounds good to me. This is probably one of the most enlightened towns I've ever seen.
I
City.
I'd say whether or not we do the tournament or any of us like sign up for the tournament, probably wait to head on out till tomorrow because I mean, I don't know how you used to live in Drusilla, but I generally have, traveled to a place, checked it out for a day before I moved on. I mean, you gotta experience the stuff around you every once in a while.
Trust me, Crumpet, I've done plenty of that. Got plenty to regret regarding those choices too. Some places you just don't want to stick around, especially if you're going to draw attention to yourself.
Well, on that note, if you just, keep your bony meat friend to yourself, that would go a long way towards not standing out.
I
Nobody
laugh.
knows I summoned him.
I laugh and I say, yeah, let's not just drip blood everywhere.
Did I not figure that out last time?
Okay,
Hope
well,
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you figured it out.
Detective Ben, you're an anomaly. Nobody else knows I did that.
Sure.
This is my eyes and ears, my fast networking. It's how I see everything.
All I'm saying is that thing stands out a little bit.
No one
Maybe you
said
give
it.
that thing a fake mustache and a cloak. Help it blend in.
Or some
I didn't
skin.
think about.
I
I didn't think about that.
I mean,
Maybe we can
at the end of the day, it could be the it could be Ben's sidekick so that he never takes any damage during a fight.
Or you could take it apart and use its limbs as weapons. I mean, you don't care, do you, Z Necro? I haven't summoned him yet. I'm talking to my bracelet.
Yeah, I know. And it's gauntlets, not bracelet.
Gauntlet.
He kind of like shudders in your mind at the thought of being ripped apart on a regular basis.
Well, everything makes him shudder, so.
Well, Z-Necro was a coward, so.
Yeah. Well, I'll take that as indifference since that's your reaction to most things, Z Necro. See, Ben, you can use him as a weapon.
I just shake my head.
Out of character, you gotta realize I just saw you talking to your hand, and I am now convinced thoroughly that you are a crazy person. The
I
in
don't
character. Okay. Let's start the tour, shall we?
Yeah, let's. And maybe I'll find a nice costume for Z Necro.
This tour does it happen to start with breakfast first, or is that room service style?
I mean, that's a question for our fearless leader.
Oh.
Man Bear, what is the breakfast situation?
Normally you would have received it by now, so as your character, you're kind of like, why isn't it here yet? They usually have it set up before I'm even conscious.
Oh, maybe they're still putting the poison in it. We should probably dine out. I'm sure there's some good places.
Sure. Do you know any places where monsters frequent? I saw monsters entering the arena as equals to humans. That could be a novel dining experience.
Now I look at Drusilla like she's crazy.
What?
Yeah, that never happened.
What? Kobolds were in there.
They were in the arena fighting. They didn't enter the arena as equal to humans. They were a challenge.
Yes, they were in the stands cheering us on.
I got my hopes up. Never mind.
There's a quarter of the Coliseum where it was just the kobolds from their hometown just like cheering on. I'm messing.
Maybe I thought a little bit of that was going on at the time. My imagination ran away
Yeah.
with it.
It sure did.
Anyways, that's disappointing. Yeah, show us around, Ben.
I get up and tie myself up. I'm like, well, after you, sir. You know this town better than any of us.
All right. Finest breakfast burritos in the low quarter. Let's go.
So as you go to your door and you open it and you try to walk out and you feel pressure. It's not like a wall. It's more like Jello. You push on it and it pushes back.
Ben, is everything okay? You kind of just stopped.
Hurry up, I'm
Yeah.
hungry here.
Some weird magic bullshit. This might be more your purview.
I look past Ben and what do I see? Do I see what he bumped into?
You don't see anything. It looks like the door's open.
Well, hold on, let me do detect magic or knowledge magic. That's my skill. Oh, but before I do that, just to ensure the best results, I activate Paragon Surge for a +1 intelligence.
Yep.
All right, let me roll. Oh, by the way, you guys just saw me grow like an inch, and my ears got a little bit pointier. Oh,
Wait,
I did
RP that.
+1. That should be add 4 to that.
Okay,
So-
either way, it was high enough. You can clearly sense that there is a concentrated magic barrier. You actually kind of link to it a little bit due to your Paragon Surge, and you can tell that there is a complete sphere around what would be the champion's quarters of this magic barrier.
This thing doesn't stop here. I sense that it extends in a diameter that surrounds these entire quarters. Do I understand the nature of the magic? Is it just a barrier, a force barrier?
Barrier. It's you can just tell it's meant to keep anybody in the room locked in the room. Basically, there's no way out.
Can I get a general gauge on its strength and potency?
It's crazy strong.
This sucks. Then whoever cast this is a really powerful wizard or sorcerer of the sort. Like really strong. This isn't normal magic.
Well, when she said like it's all around us, I'm kind of like looking and I'm like, I don't see anything as I look all around.
If you don't see anything, try to walk through this door. You don't need to see it. It's real.
Okay, I amuse her. I walk up and I kind of like put my hand like I'm trying to push through the door frame that I saw Ben get stuck on.
Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. You feel it's not like a hard wall. It's more like I said, like Jello. You push it pushes back.
Can I does the inner being speak to me at all about it?
Is an elemental. It's pure arcane, so there's no real connection to your spirit.
Hold on, I have somebody I can consult.
I mean,
Give me a second.
that's okay.
I walk
Oh,
to the corner.
what are you gonna say, Bork? Hold on. What were you gonna say, Bork?
I said, yeah, that's true, but like my internal spirit had to fit when I was holding Zern before, so that's why I wasn't sure if there was if it's would it be able to
Is Zern's
sense.
a soul though?
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Zern is a soul trapped in a weapon. This is just arcane magic.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, go ahead, Drusilla.
Just before a moment, fellas. I walk to the corner, pull Zern from his sheath. I say, "Have you ever seen any magic like this before, Zern?"
Zern, being connected to you as he is, felt the same thing you felt when you perused the barrier with your magic sense, and he goes, "Yeah, it's a pretty simple entrapment sphere. They got to have 2 or 3 mages keeping this active for it to be so large. But yeah, you guys are stuck, and you kind of get a mental equivalent of a shrug.
Simple. Oh, well, I guess if it takes 2 to 3, I didn't account for multiple mages contributing to a spell. But like, surely, with your vast magic and me channeling it, we could probably break it, right?
He kind of like rolls his eyes at you again and goes, "How many times do I have to tell you, girl? I am a soul trapped in a fucking sword, okay? I don't have access to my vast magics. All I got access is to your weak piddling magics."
Okay. I thought you might say that. Back to the sheath, Zern.
I didn't like that response. Bye.
um, sorry, guys. There's probably actually more people than one working on this, and I don't think it's going to go away. I only think we're going to be able to leave once they
Everybody
let
make
us.
a perception check.
And that's with charisma, right?
Yes, sir.
17.
Wow. The roll 20 is leggy on my part too.
Somehow an 18.
Yeah, you actually did pretty good.
Yeah, with the
Still waiting on
-1.
yours, Cromtech.
Yeah, I had to look it up. 18 as well.
Okay, so you all kind of notice at the same time that a person now stands at the door just on the other side of the barrier. Ben, you notice that it is the leader of the church. What's her name? Kriya. The same lady who, basically rigged your last match to try to kill you. And she's just standing there with her arms crossed, kind of like, or not, I won't say crossed, with her arms at her sides, kind of relaxed and staring at you three as you bicker over this barrier. Well, you didn't really bicker, but you know what I mean.
How
And she's just kind of smiling.
how close is she?
She's on the other side of the barrier, so she's probably about 3-4 feet outside the door.
Okay. I was just say at the moment that I would recognize her, granted Ben and I probably would recognize at the same time. I'm immediately gonna like jump back and like hand up at my
You
shoulder.
wouldn't know Korea.
No, but like my hand's on the edge of the freaking barrier, and then all of a sudden I turn back and someone's
Oh.
literally a foot from it. I'm gonna be fucking freaked out.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So I'm gonna jump back
Yeah.
and like my hand, like a small little like fire essence ball is like appearing in there as I'm like, what the fuck?
Gotcha.
Hey,
Yeah, that makes
Cray,
sense.
how's it going?
And she smiles and chuckles and goes, "Ah, champion! How are you on this fine morning?"
Yeah, a little groggy, but, I'll live. How about yourself?
She smiles and goes, "I'm so pleased. I'm so very, very pleased. It looks like you found yourself a team for this upcoming tournament."
Yeah, I've made some friends. Apparently, I can still do that.
And she goes, "Wow, lucky you, not so lucky them. You see, we can't have you disappearing anytime soon." And she says that with a wink and a grin, as if she obviously had somebody spying on your conversations and knew you guys were talking about leaving.
I lower my backhand a little bit.
I just sigh. Okay, we're not hitting the road. I had a feeling
I,
this might happen.
I don't have the charisma to even try and lie.
I kind of.
Lady,
Okay, go ahead.
lady, you shut up. We'll do your arena. We'll beat you, and then we're out
Here I
of here.
was thinking she didn't want me here.
She kind of
Immediate,
glares at
immediate, immediately, I chime up. I'm like, I'm not with her.
she glares at Drusilla and she goes, "Hey, you're an impudent one, aren't you, you little so and so? You think you had a choice in this matter, and you think you have a choice on whether you survive? No, 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 no. See, we can't have the champion leaving peacefully. No, he must die in glorious battle and serve the Church of Slaughter. If he does not serve his purpose, then we will just keep killing, sending more and more and more until he finally dies." And you see, as she continues to talk, her demeanor switches from the pleasant, almost generic office lady to like full on psychopath, cult leader type vibes, like radiating off her.
I'll admit, you got a decent monologue game. Could be a bit more long winded, but I have a feeling you've tried this plan before. You failed. I think the same thing will happen. Ain't that right, Ben?
Oh, I'm just trying to think of how we're gonna get burritos in this place.
Yeah, see, he's not.
Hey, is this barrier one way? I turn to her as she's in full psychopath mode and ask her that.
She looks at you like, what? What? Oh, well, yeah, you can't leave. But people
Yeah,
can
but
come in.
burritos come in.
Yes, I can send you burritos. She's like utterly bewildered right now. She basically just admitted she's going to send you into the meat grinder, and all you're asking for is burritos. So she's like, yeah, we'll feed you. We can't have you die before you fight."
Yeah, you can't slaughter on an empty stomach. All right.
Oh,
And
We
I
make
tell her
sure
about that place in the low quarter that makes the good ones. You know, they're kind of sketchy, but that's what makes them good.
The ones in the
we make
on
your
the
request
food
here.
cart that like you're rolling the dice every single time you eat them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I eat diamonds. Can I have some diamonds?
just kind of like throws a look at you like, "I'm not that stupid, woman."
No, this one's insane. She might actually eat diamonds.
Bluff check.
Go for it.
3.
You fail. You can clearly tell you're nervous and you're blustering because you don't want to look like you are going to pee your pants.
Well, better enchanting stones would have been cool.
Yeah, I'm not saying they wouldn't have, but you failed.
Um, so at the bewilderment of Drusilla failing, I kind of want to like scooch past her and go towards the person who is vowing to, you know, destroy Ben. I want to I will persuade her in a sense of like, so this here Church of Slaughter, is there any scripture of the history or the a Bible to of sorts that you guys run by? I am very new to this whole thing, and honestly, I'm a fully academic person myself. I just like to know information. Is there anything that I can read up on to find out about more about this? I'll give it back in like a day.
She once again looks at Ben, and this time she audibly says, "Where the hell did you find these people?"
Oh, al pastor with scrambled eggs, guac, and devil sauce for mine. I don't know what do you guys want other than books and diamonds?
A decent bowl of gruel would do.
Yeah, give me the double burrito bowl with grilled chicken and carne asada, whole double guac, extra cheese, a little pico, and some verde.
As you three are discussing your meal choices, she walked away.
She didn't answer my question.
Rude. We were in the middle of
No.
discussing things.
No, she did not.
I called on the hall. I'm like, hey.
A true villain, that one.
She ignores you. So as the day goes on, eventually you do get some food. Funnily enough, she actually did plan. She did respond to your requests, even though she seemed like she wasn't listening and like hates you all. You get some burritos. Ben, you can tell they are from the stand that you wanted them. You get Cromtech, you get a pamphlet that basically describes the basic tenses of the Church of Slaughter. In Drusilla, you get a bunch of rocks. They're kind of clear and they look a little shiny, but you can tell they're just rocks.
She really didn't like me. I mean, oh, maybe these are a bit better than normal rocks. I don't know. Take a little bit of time looking at them.
Meta-wise.
They're basically.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, they're basically rocks that you can tell have been polished by people to make them look shiny.
It's a weird amount of trouble to go through.
Meta-wise, in the suite that we're in, is there a balcony?
Yes.
In between, like I have a thought, and so like I'm eating my burrito, delicious by the way. I tell Ben, I'm like, hey, spot on, whatever place, let's go again. And then like I had a thought, so I end up getting up and walking towards out onto the balcony. And I'm kind of just like looking. Do I see maybe at the point where it would touch like the building or the castle, whatever it is? Is there like visually something different that I can like see where the sphere of holding is?
Most you can do is you notice that there's no
breeze,
true wind gust. Yeah, no breeze, no true wind. You know air is circulating because you're not suffocating and dying, but you're not getting a breeze like you would from a 20-story balcony overlooking a giant fucking arena. It's just super still. You don't hear the crowds of the people down there cheering as they watch the regular fights. You don't hear the birds that are flying around chirping. You just it's still.
In that case, I want to take the pamphlet and like I'm like, oh well, this took me 2 seconds to read. I want to like light my fingertip and kind of like light the core of the pamphlet and watch it smoke and see what happens to the smoke.
It passes through. It kind of phases. You can tell it's not as natural. It's almost like because it's smoke and it needs to be circulated out, it's kind of getting pushed out slowly. But it does go through eventually and kind of like float into the air.
So it's going on like a very still night, like very slow, just kind of wafting upward.
Yep.
Oh, at that point, I'm like, okay. Then I would take the fireball and throw it towards the sky.
It makes contact with the barrier and just fizzles out.
How far away?
You get about 3 feet of clearance from your head and from the edge of the porch. So
I just imagine I throw the fireball and it's like it hitting like the ground and just like spreading straight out to like a circle and just I'm like, interesting.
Like, so the sphere extends beyond the edge of the balcony?
barely. It's like enough so that the stone and everything doesn't get, hampered, but not enough for you to like jump out.
Oh, I was hoping I could sleep on that stuff. It's gotta be like memory foam extra, right?
Probably, but no, you can't.
No, I go in and tell them, I'm like, so it seems like the barrier, like, you can jump without hitting it. It looks like it extends out past. If you fall over the edge, you might be caught by it. I think it goes below the floor. Makes sense instead of it in the floor. They got us well encased. Very, very odd that it's not a true circle. I'm very curious on how they're creating this. A true sphere.
Probably from multiple angles. By my understanding, there's probably more than one mage working on maintaining this thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of feeling too. And continue to eat my burrito.
Ben, you're awfully nonchalant. Has this happened to you before?
Not really, but I mean, I haven't really come across a situation here that hasn't just sort of worked out if you punch it enough. Tell you what, there's a kebab place over on 11th, and we can get some stuff from over there. It's killer. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, that's dinner plans.
Hey,
Till
don't
then, I'm probably gonna start working out.
wait, Ben. Brilliant idea. She did say she wanted you to die in battle. What if you pretend, hear me out, to choke on a bone in the burrito? She'll have no choice but to send somebody up to check on you. We could get the jump on them.
Yeah, but I got the Al Pastor burritos. There's no way you're getting bones in there.
Damn it. This plan won't work.
And I don't feel like they would be satisfied with me dying a glorious death in battle with a burrito.
I think what she meant to say is they would come in and on their, like, they would have to lower the field to let the person out. We could
Yeah.
sneak behind them that way.
What I meant.
All of you make wisdom checks.
About the bugs in the room? Yeah, let me roll a wisdom check real
We
quick.
don't have
shit,
wisdom.
I forgot about that shit. I'm a fucking idiot.
That'd be
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Intelligence, okay.
Oh. Well, mine's a 9 then. I
5.
rolled with a 1 because I was doing charisma.
Holy shit.
Why
So-
are the dice nice to me?
Nat 20 for the win.
Yeah, both casters are kind of like duh. And then the blood barbarian goes, so if you guys didn't notice, they gave us food. That means they can get through the barrier without letting us out. The only thing that could possibly happen if I pretended to be dead is that we would just get a healer trapped in here with us. Unless you want to kill some random healer, that's not going to do any good.
Well, I respond. I'm like, yeah, like they're able to reach in, hand us food, but do they walk in? Because if you're not allowed out, then the waiter or waitress would still be in here.
I feel like they kind of just like skidded the trays along the floor.
Yeah, and she said that people can walk in, but like if you're unconscious on the ground and like you need a doctor, when the doctor's time to leave, like they would have to.
Doctor won't be able to leave.
That was my question.
Yep, nope. Doctor won't be able to leave. They'll be trapped in there with you. That was what I meant by you get a healer trapped in here with us.
So we incapacitate the healer. And then I played that again.
Easy now. We're gonna have like 30 other people in here with us. Like we're not gonna
And
get a good night's
eventually
sleep.
they'll run
anyway.
out of room. The barrier won't be big enough. They'll have to drop it so they can expand it. That's when we make our move.
This is some 4D chess here.
At that point, we might as well light the whole room on fire.
At that point, I'm pretty sure they would just blow you all up anyway. At least as DM, that's what I would do. I'd just be like, fuck all of you, die.
Okay, as brilliant as your plan sounds, Ben, we've all been forgetting something this whole time. This room's bugged.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the bugs too.
I slipped my mind. They know what we're on to. I think we're going to have to play their game from here on out. But
I wouldn't be surprised if we could hear one of the mages chuckling. Just at how
you might actually hear one of the mages sighing, going, "How the fuck is this guy our champion?"
Look, I punch good. I don't think good. Okay.
I mean, Ben, don't be too hard on yourself. It was a great plan. They just overheard it.
I kind of want to go out to the hallway, open the door, and be like, "Hey, does anyone have some good reading material? This pamphlet sucks. Hello." I get it myself, but I'm stuck in here.
Okay, so they completely ignore you. You're welcome to continue ranting and railing at them all you want, but they don't answer. Either way, so basically, this boils down to you three are stuck in this room for probably the next 2 days. So what you have available to you are the room amenities, which aren't small. You have the the cooking area where you can cook, or if your crafting requires heat of any kind, you can use it there. You have the workout area, which is pretty extensive. They are an arena place, so they have sparring dummies, they have weight training stuff. They have a place where you can push an enchantment and it creates a barrier allowing you to cast without destroying everything around you. So basically anything you can imagine that you would need to practice for fighting is there. They have the sleeping area and they have the lounging area. The sleeping area only has one bed since this is the champion suite. But the lounging area has a couple couches and some ottomans and some random ass books, but nothing really major and or important. And you guys are welcome to do whatever the fuck you want in this room for the next 2 days.
When you say lounging area isn't important, but many a groupie has nursed a hangover on those very couches.
I'm sure. As well as they do continue to provide you food, and as you make requests, as asinine as they are, they do sometimes fulfill the quests. I mean, they want you to die in glorious battle because you're the champion, and they also respect you because you're the champion. So you get the food you want. Your friends don't really get what they want. No, you do not get any extra books, contact, and no, you don't get any diamonds, Drusilla. It's just whatever food you want, you can get.
I mean, I'd slip them some gold, but this dang barrier. Ugh. It's a shame. If only I could pay them for their goods and services.
You see a server like just sliding you the food, and you're like, here, like flick them with a little like
Oh,
gold, and it just bounces right back off to you. Well, there's a tip.
I imagine I get so good at it, I can just bounce it and catch the sucker.
Yeah.
This dang barrier, man. I'd pay you, but like, I don't know. If you can talk to someone, drop it for a second, maybe. I just think you ought to be compensated for all the hard work you're doing. But if they don't see it that way, well, that's up to them.
Sadly for you, everybody delivering your food is as zealot in the church as Korea is. So they all see you dying in the arena as a matter of necessity. So they don't fall for your money.
Well, I guess within the time that we have before the tournament, I'll take some time in that arena, like makeshift sparring area, and just tune up my spells or whatever, because it's been a couple days
Okay.
of travel, and then also in the meantime, I want to inquire with Ben on his abilities, because I'm
Okay.
not familiar with the blood mage.
Well, before we get into the roleplay aspect of you talking to Ben about his abilities, we'll go through your training. And while we do Crown Tech, since he knows what he wants to do, you two can think about what you want to do. So any specific spell you want to train, or are you just doing a general kind of like magic montage?
For me,
Magic,
I
magic,
No.
magic montage.
A magic montage?
Yeah, I'm trying to tune up all of them just so like I'm ready to cast anyone at a moment's notice.
Okay, well you got like 2 days, but you can't take up the whole arena because obviously the other two are going to want turns probably. I don't know. I can't speak for them. So we'll give you probably the equivalent of 4 hours a day. So roll 8d20 plus whatever your magic modifier is.
A natural 20, a 9, 16, a net 20, 24 or 23, sorry. 9, a 7, and a 16.
Okay, so for any day above 15, you get 3 skill points. If you're net 20, you get 5 skill points. Any day under 10, you only get 1 skill point. Any day between 10 and 15, you get 2 skill points.
You mean hour?
And since, huh?
You mean hour?
Yeah, sure. Hour, day, whatever. So do the math on that. And since you did magic montage, you can put them wherever you want them.
Wait, 10 to 15 is 2, 16 through 20 is, or 16 through 19 is, or 20 is 3, and then the net 20 and above it, or above 20 is 4.
No, the net 20 is 5 and above 20 is 4, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Drusilla, Kromtech, or sorry, Kromtech, you already went. Drusilla and Ben, what do you want to do with your time? And you don't have to train skill if you don't want to. You can try, and I do emphasize the word try because raising base stats is not easy in my game. It's doable, but not easy. To raise base stats if you wish.
I actually had something a bit different in mind. I gotta ask, meta-wise, I didn't
Mhm.
write it down, but I'm sure I had more prepared soul stones, right? Basic
Yeah.
ones.
I think you had a couple. You should have kept it in your inventory.
I'll write down 4 since I didn't.
Well, aren't you a butthole?
Ben. Okay, Ben.
It's right here. Soul gems 1, rat soul.
That was one. I had a few that were ready to trap the soul.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
What if you said you were really hungry for a goblin? You know it's a bit cruel, but hear me out. Don't kill it. They bring it though.
I feel like they would kill it before they brought it.
A live goblin. You really need some live, writhing meat. Goblin meat.
Wouldn't it make more sense for me to bring one to practice fighting?
You could do that. Whatever you
Like,
think they'll comply with.
makes more sense than trying to eat one. Have you seen those guys?
Bless you.
Oh, thanks.
Like, I'll eat the danger burritos, but like eating a goblin, Jesus.
I don't know what your diet is, Ben.
What do you mean you've been eating my diet for 2 days?
Well, the way Drusilla is suggesting this would still be like first day.
Fair.
Just coax them into bringing a live goblin in here. I want to trap its soul.
What the? Sure. I go to the door and knock on the jello.
Mm-hmm. Nobody really answers when you knock on the jello.
I beckoningly punch the jello, however that works.
You you can do whatever you want. They don't really answer you. They're directed to not talk to you. You don't see people. They just hear whatever the fuck you guys say.
Fine. Hey, getting kind of bored up here. Can you bring me like a goblin to punch to death? Thanks.
Remember, Ben, don't kill it right away. Maybe hold it down or something.
I mean, look,
I'm at least gonna give this a chance, but I make no promises. I'm gonna give it up to RNGesus.
the way
That's
they
fair.
are, they'll take their time. I'll go back to weight training.
Okay, so anything above 75, and you get it. Nope, you do not get a live goblin.
Do they get a dead goblin?
No, they get no goblin.
I'm sorry, we couldn't find a live one. It didn't make it all the way here.
In that case, I spend my time studying that book I was in the caravan earlier and trying to just get better at soul trapping.
Okay, you have a soul trap book.
Well, I have a book I've been working on that it's going to be a compendium of souls. Remember we talked about this?
Yeah, we talked about it, but you were also supposed to craft it.
Oh, okay. I'm going to work on crafting it then.
He missed that part of the assignment.
Yeah, because the whole thing was I didn't want to just give you the ability to do what we talked about. You were supposed to roleplay and actually kind of become in tune with the fact that you're learning soul magic and craft the whatever you decided to use. I take it you're going with book.
Yeah.
In order to do it properly. So what I will give you is you did meet with your soul trapping dude. I remember. So we'll say retroactively that he gave you a tome of sorts with the soul magic, and that's how you've been learning it. And you're welcome to study said soul tome. But before you get to the point where you can actually use it like we spoke of, you're gonna have to actually craft your own version. So we can actually work on that if you want. So roll 8d20 plus intelligence because this is more studying than casting.
How long is my Paragon Surge active for these rolls?
Well, your Paragon Surge is active right now for what, an hour at a time?
Yeah.
And you can only do it once a day, or is it twice a day now?
It is.
Give or
It's
take.
active for 2 hours a day. Increases use per 5 levels, and it is level 2, so you only get 1. So 1 a day for 2 hours a day, and it's 2 days, so 4 of those hours.
8d20 plus 4. Add 1 to like the first 4 rolls.
Okay, so 14.
No, 15.
Oh, 15. Sorry, 12, 10, 14, and then 8, 21, 18, and 23.
Wait, if it was
Okay,
15, why didn't you do +5?
because Paragon Surge adds an extra +1, and he didn't want to separate them out because he's lazy. So he made me do it.
Here's the macro.
No, I just rolled 8d20 plus 4, and then the first 4 rolls are going to be plus 5.
Oh, gotcha. That makes more sense.
So I'm gonna say during this time, as you study, you come to the realization that the basic form of using the souls of enchanting, as you were taught by the weird guy in the sewers, isn't all you can do. And you come to this realization not just because of the book you're reading, but also because you already sort of tap into the energy of souls through Zern, Z-Necro, and the mysterious figure in your boots, I believe. Greaves? Yeah. That's boots. Isn't Greaves boots?
Or I'm going to look up the legging
I thought,
is the actual word that we've used.
I thought greaves were part of the leg, not a feet.
Yeah, it's Onyx legging, so
Okay.
not
pants-ish.
Yeah.
Either way, the mysterious soul trapped in there, you realize that you've actually kind of been siphoning their energy as you use them. You've just been unconsciously siphoning it into your hidden minion, which is now your blood minion. And you feel like there's more to this power and more you can tap into, but you don't necessarily know how yet. You do know you need to full on meta craft something that you can tie to your own soul, which will allow you to further tap into the souls you trap in soul gems.
Yeah, this has got to be special. The books here are high quality, at least. Maybe I could cobble some parts together that are good.
And they're like basic waiting room books. As you've noticed, Ben here isn't the most intelligent person in the world, so it's not like he was requesting tomes of greater knowledge. They're just there to
It's like that stack of
waste time.
magazines that you find at the dentist office.
More like, a
mostly
semi-literate person who wants to look like they're smart and has books in their house.
Or
At least,
that.
like,
Sure.
Yeah, dentist waiting room.
not not what I wanted. Nope. No offense.
Full on meta, I do and still will plan on getting you to a point where you will be able to purchase the things you need to craft your totem. It has been in the back of my mind. I just wasn't going to give it to you for free.
Fair. In the meantime, I guess I could keep just trapping souls and gems and holding on to them until I'm ready to transfer them to a tome or something. Well, I could meditate on the skill. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll meditate on.
Well, you can word it and RP it however you want. You got your rolls.
Oh,
Cromtech, what are you doing? Or not Cromtech, sorry.
I already
Ben,
told
what
you
are
what
you
I'm doing.
Sorry. Ben, what you up to?
Weight training.
Weight training. So,
Yeah,
are you going for a basic stat increase then?
I mean, staying fit. Right, the end of these 2 days, there's gonna be a hell of a fight. I gotta be in shape.
Okay.
I can't get in bar fights. I gotta, you know,
Mhm.
lift weights.
Do the same thing. 8d20 plus your strength modifier.
Yeah, alrighty.
Yeah, here everyone thought he was a loose cannon, which is why he got in bar fights. No, it's just him down his normal, training regimen.
I mean, you gotta stay frosty.
The dummies don't hit back as much as you think. You gotta go with the punches.
Oh, Donnie, you do get the uses for Paragon Surge, so make sure you mark those in your thing.
oh, thanks for reminding me. I'm really bad at this.
Wow.
Could have been
The
better.
dice love you and hate you today.
By the way-
Jesus is just not your friend.
By the way, nice.
Um,
So
Total.
that's 3 7s, 2 8s, 2 15s, and a 23.
yeah. The dice love and hate you. Okay, so at first, I don't. Well, you could role play it if you want. Otherwise, I'm just gonna give you a generic one rundown.
I mean, I think they speak for themselves. It's not going great. I should probably be eating something. You know what? Those tacos didn't agree with me. The
Yeah,
burrito, that didn't agree with me.
there you go.
A little bit better, but then I think at that point it would have been what falafel. Didn't agree with me again, and there we are.
You're just
Although
having lots of arguments with your food.
yeah, but what was that?
There's the steak and eggs.
The doner kebab, that went great. That's when it started going at 12 and 20. So
Okay. So yeah, the net 20 is nice. If you'd have gotten some higher rolls, I might have even given you a stat point because you got a net 20. But everything kind of balances out to a generic workout for you. Basically just, like you said, your food wasn't agreeing with you. You had to poop one too many times in the middle of a set. Shit happens, literally.
it's fine. Wipe it down for the next guy. It'll be fine.
So at this point, I'll say you guys can talk, role play as if you guys are talking for the couple days if you wish. I know Crown Tech wanted to ask Ben about his powers. So have at you. Do what you will.
So yeah, Ben, I'm not very familiar with what you wield. What what is it?
It's a gift from my family. Uh, I couldn't do anything to protect them. They're all gone, but hopefully I can avenge them. Uh, I was training to get stronger. A little bit of flexing. I think that worked. And now it's on to step 2, which is kill the bastards that killed my family.
Interesting. So how does the blood transfer, if you want to call it that, work? Like, does it have to be human blood or living blood? Can it be animals? Like, is it like
Uh,
equal opportunity type? Like, I
from
don't care what it is.
what I've experienced, if it's blood, it works. Um, killed a cow once. That was pretty wild. Um, but it's just blood. If it's got blood, I can take it. I mean,
Right.
that right there. That's my bit of my uncle's blood. That's my dad. That's my sister there. Uh, so
I like
that's
that.
sort of they hid me, right? They kind of piled on top of me to protect me from the attackers, and that sort of just absorbed into me. And something about that unlocked something, and now it's blood stuff.
Fascinating. I mean, I feel and I'm very empathetic for what you deal with your family. I can't imagine that. That is just fascinating on how that, like, they gave their essence pretty much and they're now entwined with you.
That's what's giving me this itch to get out of here and get revenge. I feel that they feel that I'm done training.
Now,
So as soon as we deal with this current unpleasantness, we can start hunting people down.
now, when you use your magic, do you feel something like, oh, that's a flop. Do you like, are you actually like losing blood from your body? Like, do you feel lighter at
For
all, or
some
like,
of it, yeah, it withers away at you. It it takes a toll. But well, it's taking away from something that was given to me. And that's what it's there for. So, you know, most of these things you can sleep off a day or two and you're back to normal. But
Well,
yeah,
what
it takes a toll.
bit of regeneration in there too. No, normally it takes longer for a human to regenerate their blood, but like fascinating. Your blood is in tune with your magic. That's sorry. I'm a researcher at heart, and so the more I can find out about stuff, the happier I am. Forgive me for
I'm
prying
sure
too much if you feel that.
out of character, I'm sure if you pay close attention, you can see the runes slowly move.
Like Rorschach's mask.
Kinda.
That I had more questions, but I can't think of them for right now.
Well, I overheard it, and then I say as I'm peering over my book or thinking about it, do you think this cult has anything to do with what happened to your family?
Nah, I don't think so. They're just wackos. No. No, I know who's responsible.
Huh. Wait, you
I'll
already
bring up
know.
the name of that lady who I already forgot again.
Nynaeve.
I really should write
Nynaeve.
Nynaeve. And the Circle of Six. And they're the ones who are responsible.
Is this my first time hearing this?
You heard briefly about it at the bar
Um,
last night. The
he
first.
talked to you about Nynaeve at the bar. He did not mention that the Circle of Six was on his list. That was more of a side conversation between me and him that they would have been. So if he mentions that to you now, that would be the first time you hear he's hunting them.
Well, he did bring up the fact that it was the Circle of Six, because I remember during the episode that Donnie made a slip up and said Circle of Seven because he was including himself in that, and we gave him a whole bunch of shit, and then he got confused thinking we were trying to convince him it was Circle of Seven, and we're like, no, we're just repeating you, and he
Mm-hmm.
clarified with you that it was actually the Circle of Six, and yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
you guys had a conversation of the Circle of Six, but I don't know if he knows.
It's out of the bag.
I don't know. I don't know if he revealed whether or not that he's hunting all the Circle of Six.
I don't think he revealed the fact. I don't think he even completely revealed that he has a list of people that he's hunting.
He did mention he has a list.
Oh, okay.
By the way, Ben, the Circle of Six I roll with, like, that was a long time ago. I'm sure that's completely unrelated to me. So, just saying.
Go ahead.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I don't think you're capable of what they did.
At that point, I
It
also want
was
to call her bluff.
Well, I don't mean in like ability, I mean in depravity.
Oh,
I don't think you have that kind of heartlessness in you.
no, Ben. A villain needs to have standards. A proper one, at least.
That's fair. But I do want to call Drusilla's bluff from what I've seen with her and like holding Zern and her talking to herself or at various specific objects that she's wearing / holding. I do want to be like, so, or like how do I say it? Like, yeah, Circle of Six, Drusilla. Do you happen to know the whereabouts of the Circle of Six?
At least 3 of them.
3, okay. Where are they?
I got one in my sheath, one on my wrist, one on my leggings.
Well, Ben, I mean, it's pretty simple.
So now it's the triangle of 3.
I mean, in the same circle of 6. They're all either dead or senile by now. Actually, I don't know what races they were.
Like,
No,
senile
you don't.
people die just the same. They're dead, same as me.
I mean, I pull out like 2 fireballs. I'm like, I have plenty of fire in front of me to take care of some stuff. I mean, Drusilla tosses in a couple of her garments, and we can take care of 3 of them right here and now.
Well, hey, these guys are they're taken care of. We don't need to get hasty here.
Yeah, are you telling me a pair of pants killed my family? No. These 3 are already dealt with. I'm talking about the 3 that are still out there.
Yeah. Yeah, listen to that, Cromtech.
I don't know. I held her sword once. The power's still there.
I
Yeah,
mean,
okay, but he's a knife now.
okay, Bat, how
I'm
old
not
are
too
you?
worried.
How long ago did this happen to you? Well, like maybe 30 years tops?
Longer than I've been around for. There was some weird time thing that happened. I don't know. You folk probably understand what happened. I don't. I woke up, trees were taller, things were different. I came
Oh.
here.
Oh shit. Okay. I didn't know that you went through some time shenanigans. Well, anyways, I'm sure Zern, Z Necro, and Mystery Leggings had nothing to do with what happened to your family.
I want, like, you guys can start seeing I'm like visually a little aggravated, where I'm like, I get what you're saying, but as long as their soul or spirit is still alive within those garments, they're still a force to be reckoned with, and they still are not considered dead.
Look, one of them's pants. They're eating farts all day. As far as I'm concerned, they're better than dead. The rest of them are the problem. The ones that
Plus,
can walk
Drusilla
on
is a
their own.
girl, so they're not just getting farts. They get it from both ends.
Oof.
Like I said, they're eating farts all day. One of them's stuck in a sheath, and the other one's a glove. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about the ones that are still out there hurting people.
That's good head on your shoulders, Ben. In fact, actually, this actually works out because I was looking for them too. I had no idea. I was under the impression they might be dead because I haven't heard anything about them. You know, there's a museum for the Circle of 6. Like there's some sort of prop or attraction. It's supposed to be a big deal. If they're still out there, it's our responsibility to find them.
Like, are you not a little bit concerned that, let's say, her magical sword over there, if it gets a crack in it, and Zern or whichever spirit is within that, I don't say Zern because I don't know which one, but like whichever spirit's within that decides to jump out and take over Drusilla's body, that's just resurrecting. Like, are you not concerned that the spirits are still like active and the spirits are alive, not necessarily that they have their own body?
Promtech, don't be hysterical. If it gets a crack in it, it's going to be like an old man, getting a stiff back. It's going to hurt them. It's not going to unleash them upon the world.
Now, I'm not a magically inclined person. But if this dude got turned into a knife, he can't be all that big and bad. Right?
I mean,
I figure if he gets out of the knife, we just stick him in a jar or kick his ghost ass. He's not that big and bad.
he was kind of a big deal, but he's not getting
He's
out.
a knife now. I'm sure he told you his game was something, but clearly he lost his edge. Didn't mean to make a pun there,
It was
but you know what I'm
appreciated.
saying.
Do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Um,
I know
I'm
you're.
not worried about him.
You shouldn't be. I've got Zern completely under control.
I do want to mostly specify this towards I think Drusilla, whatever. But DM, correct me if like I don't know your plans for my character or the stuff. But it's like I kind of want to look at them, or in a sense, and it actually becomes like my spirit talking through me. And like you guys end up seeing like, because I'm heated in a literal sense of, and you see more like runes appear and glow on my body to where like I end up, my voice has changed, and I end up saying like, just because a spirit was trapped once does not mean it can't get out. Or, wait, is that? Yeah. Of sorts. And I'm saying that to them in a voice that's not myself.
Mm-hmm.
Do you allow that?
Yeah.
Is that on par for?
Yeah.
Okay. Or no, it just because a spirit has been trapped does not mean it can't be freed.
Okay, and this dude's possessed. All due respect, but possessing a person and possessing a knife, two different things.
Yeah, that exactly. Like I had to cast a very specific spell, very situational, very hard to do, just to put him in a knife. Think of the inhumanly enormous amount of magical expertise and effort it would take to put him in something he could actually utilize.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying.
I mean, no
saying
disrespect towards you, Mr. Possessing Spirit. Hey guards, can I get some liquor in here? But like, I'm sure you're well within your means to, wreck shop still. Like, all due respect, but you're in a person, that dude's in a knife.
And this is back to Cromtech. I'm like, and that's what I'm saying. That the person, or I don't know what came over me. It's happened before. But I'm a suit, or the spirit within me was once in a crystal. It broke out and entwined with me. I'm not saying we're choosing to put the spirit within you, Drusilla. I'm just saying if whatever spell that you casted on that so-called dagger of yours is broken in some form or another, this spirit can go out and you can have no control of your body if this Zern person is as strong as you say he is. If he decides to choose you as the vessel, you probably could be kicked out of your own body.
Promtech is an entirely unexplored school of magic, the soul stuff. And by my understanding, if the soul is somehow freed and the spell is not cast to retrap another object, it will dissipate. It needs to be intentionally entrapped in another object. And I don't think there's any spell that could trap him in a person that he could possess.
Yeah, you're saying people choosing to trap him. I'm saying as a soul, he decides to go where he wants and he traps himself into your body and kicks you out.
could have done that, he would have done it a long time ago.
What if he's just waiting for the right time?
Plenty of times it could have been the right time. A lot of times.
I don't know. I say we might as well just destroy him right here and right now.
Nope.
Be done with
Hey,
them.
guards, about that liquor. Whiskey, rum, anything, please.
I
Not
mean,
happening, Croptech.
hey, they're not on my hit list. I'm just saying the old, like, it's just a possibility. You're the one saying it's not actual possible. I'm saying, yeah, it's possible if they're once entrapped in this, that they're capable of getting out and taking over something else.
Why are you so concerned either? Anyways, I thought you
'Cause I
wanted to
don't-
take over the world.
I never told you I want to take over the world.
You did?
No, I want to find more of the spirit, or I want to, I have a mission to unlock more abilities. Possibly banish the evil from the world. But I don't want to take over the world.
Okay. Definitely very different from what I remember. Anyways, I'll roll with it. Then meet you halfway, Cromtech. You allow me to be the warden of these big bad 3 evil wizards for the time being, and I'll help you and Ben hunt down the remaining 3. And we can figure out what to do with them from there. Until then, there will be no harm done to my sword, my gauntlets, or my leggings. Does that
Praise
sound
God.
fair to you?
I don't know why you're attacking me. I'm just posing an option.
It's not an option. It's not going to happen.
There's got to be a bottle of booze in this penthouse that I haven't finished. I'm gonna look for it.
I was just giving him an option and a reason why. If he's searching for the circle of 6 and we have 3 in our possession, you might as well take them out while you can before they become a problem that you have to deal with later.
One's stuck in a sheath. She's got her hands full with another one, and one's eating farts all day. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about the ones that are out there, like, burning down orphanages and, like, torturing families to death. Those are the ones I'm concerned about. I
There you go.
appreciate your concern, but I am too sober for the just batshit stuff you guys are dropping on me right now. I'm gonna find some booze.
See, he's cool with it.
Can you pour me a double when you find it?
Sure thing, boss.
Any club soda?
So, DM, fearless leader, do I find anything in this place that I haven't downed already?
Or do the servers come? I mean, he called for booze like 3 hours ago. Like, someone should have brought something by now. DM.
What? Sorry.
What was the last thing you heard?
That Croptech was trying to convince, or at least giving the option to Ben to, blow up your pants. And Ben said he's going to get drunk. And then I kind of zoned.
It's been like
So-
3 hours since he asked for booze from the servers. Does any show up?
Yeah, do the guards bring any booze, or do I find any booze in this penthouse?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna pour you that double. I'll pour myself a octuple, and that should be a start.
I'll have some non-alcoholic root ale. I don't know. Drusilla's not a big drinker.
I think we're all out
No,
of that.
Drusilla usually does some issues.
I think I have like grenadine and club soda if that's more your speed.
I'll try that.
I'll order some non-alcoholic. I guess it'd be pomegranate soda. Enjoy.
Good. Thanks, Ben. You're a good
That
host.
sounds pretty fucking good.
You're a good host, Ben.
So after I take that double, I hand it back, or I go make myself another, and I want to follow up. I'm like, so, Drusilla, if these baddies are as bad as you say they are, how come you only have 3 of them so far?
Because they're as bad as I say they are. It's not exactly easy to trap their souls or find them.
I'm already halfway there. Like, it should be a cakewalk at this point, because from the sound of it, they're on your side, whether they want to be or not.
It would have been a cakewalk if it weren't for some time shenanigans. And just say I went in a coma for a long time, and they are off the grid as far as I'm aware. I don't know where the remaining 3 are.
Well, time stuff happened to you too.
Yeah, it's a long story.
I think we were meant to meet.
I kind of look side to side, like, yeah, okay.
Well, we both have this beef with the Circle of Six. We both experienced time shenanigans. Did you lose your entire family?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago. I don't even remember them. I was raised by goblins, uh, orcs, a lot of different monsters, actually. They all kept dying. So I just had to keep finding new families.
Well, okay, that part's a little bit different, but other than that, there's some similarities. I feel like we were meant to run into each other. How about you, Crom Tech? What's your story?
Well,
I mean, we've got all the time in the world to talk.
I mean, it's not too complicated. I was a bright young acolyte, trying to research as much as I could, try and get to the top of one of them universities and live a nice and easy life. We when all of a sudden we had this very very mysterious and ancient crystal that came across our paths. So we decided to, research it a little bit, find out more about it at the university. And yeah, I was I forgot if I was putting it back or I was just looking at it at night, and the building shook. Well, next thing I know, I fell on my butt. The crystal fell at my feet, and a spirit, a wispiness just flew straight into me. And now I have these markings on me.
Extremely interesting. That does sound a lot like soul magic, but much more advanced than anything I've been exposed to or witnessed.
The old college kid possessed by a crystal demon story. Tale as old as time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's souls, because I'm nothing I've read about. I've read about the crystal and what was potentially encapsulated in it. Never read about anybody being able to separate it from their body or separate it from their soul, spirit, internal essence of being.
This
But
is intriguing.
yeah,
That
following that, I don't know. went home for the summer, lost my temper, burnt down the entire town, and then now I'm on the run and kind of looking on this book of the old an old adventurer researcher that wrote about these spirits, and I'm following the path in his footsteps.
Okay, not to
I'm
just
gonna go ahead and pour you another double.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
not to gloss over the town burning, but Ben did think that us meeting was fate. I'm not big on the concept, but I am studying soul magic. Think once I start to improve my craft, maybe I'll help you figure out what's going on with you, Promtech.
I respond by saying, I can feel the spirit within me laughing.
Okay, look, I know how I look. I'm wearing rags. I'm like 5'3", but like
Farting on a ghost. Don't forget that.
yeah, but like I'm gonna be a big deal someday, guys. You gotta believe me. Like I am. I'm gonna be. People are gonna be talking about me for generations. In fear, quaking. I'm going to invent a new school of magic that no great wizard has ever explored, and that's gonna be soul magic. And you're gonna be thanking me someday for figuring out how to take that thing out of you, Crown Tech.
Okay, Mr. Scylla. Let me put in perspective to you. You're talking about the Circle of Six, which was around 100 years ago, right? Ish.
Like 70,
75 years
80.
ago. The spirit, like before that Circle of Six became this big group of baddies, about 1,000 years before that, there were the four spirits that encompass the entire land. That's what I'm dealing with. One of those four.
Give me a second,
Where your
guys.
Circle of Six would not even be a thing if it weren't for them.
At that Crom Tech, I uncheese Zern real quick. Have you ever heard of the Four Spirits?
Zern didn't study elemental magic. He studied arcane. So, no.
Necro, Greaves, anything?
Well, the Greaves still don't communicate with you, and Necro was a necromancer. You don't have any elementals. Anybody who studied elementals.
As I thought, Crom Tech, whatever the Circle of Six, Zern has experienced and learned, it's not applicable. You know, I'm going to be the first wizard who truly specializes in soul magic. Don't worry about what they were capable of or how old this curse is compared to them. I'm treading new water here. I'm going to be a pioneer.
Yeah, that's fine. You deal with souls, but like, I mean, I have a spirit. It's two different things.
That's one thing I was gonna say, Meta. You have an elemental spirit that's a feature of nature more than anything, whereas Drusilla is trying to tap into souls, which is this sapient beings, nothing to do with nature. So, although you would kind of cross paths, but your experience with your spirit is not going to be the same as Drusilla's experience with sapient souls.
Lame. Now that I think about it, I guess I can't help you, Crop Tech. Sorry.
I mean, I'm fine. I just feel now I feel incomplete. I have one of them, but there's three left. Like, I might as well complete the, quadfecta.
Possible if we encounter any circle members, they might have one in their collection. Some of them collect powerful artifacts as hobbies. It might have something with one of those crystal shards in there.
Nonsense. I got everything. I'm following the breadcrumbs that was laid out prior to me. Like I said, I'm following in the wise one's footsteps. And I, pull out the one book that you've seen me read numerous times.
I thought that was a journal.
No, it's this other book.
Oh.
2 separate books, yeah.
This one's full of books. You should have figured them for a college kid.
I mean, I get very excited when it comes to learning new stuff. Like, it's a problem.
Well, I don't think it's a bad lead. I know you're doubtful, but we have no leads on the Circle of Six. And if by chance any of them would have one of these in their collections, I feel like following whatever trail you have is going to correlate with finding the remaining circle members somehow, some way. I know you're doubtful, but I can't think of any better way to find them. So, if we get out of here, then maybe we follow PropTech for a little while, see where he's going with this thing.
And that's as good a lead as any.
No, I can't think of anything else.
I mean, like I told you at the bar, the direction you guys are headed is the same direction that the book is leading me to. So, until the part that your path and the book paths fork, I'm kind of in it with you guys.
Sounds good. We're all on the same page. So you tell that spirit in you. What's that?
I'm gonna head over to the Jello door and just holler down the hallway. Hey, any of you dinks know anything about the Circle of Six?
I lean in to listen.
I'll wait for any reply.
You hear from behind you, ask for more scotch.
More club soda, too. Mom, Dad, they'll listen to you.
I mean, most of the time, when it comes to food. So we need scotch, soda, and information on the Circle of Six. If you all would be so kind.
They bring you booze.
I'd make a paper airplane and throw it to you, but it won't. It'll only get like a foot in front of me.
Wait, we have Campari?
I guess.
Don't you need that to make a paper plane?
That you just needed paper.
Oh, like the thing you throw. Oh, I'm still stuck on booze.
So they didn't bring anything back regarding the Circle of Six, did they?
Oh, there's no Campari in a paper plane. What the hell was I thinking?
DM. And bear.
DM.
What?
They didn't bring back anything related to the Circle of Six, did they?
No. They don't provide you with any information, no.
Not even somebody coming up to comment or talk about it.
There's Aperol. That's close enough.
Yeah, well, since this has been a very uplifting conversation, I guess here, let me lighten the mood. And I take that little pamphlet that a piece of paper they handed me before. I crumple it up, put it in like a little bowl. I take just a little splash of the alcohols on it just to get it, nice and wet. And I kind of like light the bowl with my finger, snap, and little fire shoots out, lights it. as that's going, I kind of want to make like scoop the fire out of the bowl into my hand and make like a little scene of, I'd say, like the previous battle or something. Be like, here, let's just have fun and watch this. And essentially, it's like a replay in fire of Ben, uh, Ben's battle. That's
Okay.
just in my hand.
Yeah.
And once that gets done, I kind of like open my hands and the fire falls back in the bowl and keeps until the alcohol's gone.
Interesting.
That was cool. I think my
Courtesy.
muscles were bigger.
Say what?
That was cool, but I think my muscles were bigger.
Yeah, I can only do so much with the,
That's fair.
active flames. It gives you the point across. It doesn't really give you the details.
This was the fight in the alley that you were showing?
No, this is the champions fight
Ah,
before the bar. So yeah, that's a little enjoyment that I have found that the spirit has bestowed within me.
can't be all bad if it just lets you use its power like that.
I mean, I wouldn't say it has a choice, and nor do I. Like,
I mean, you chose what to depict.
I did. But like, it doesn't have a choice whether to let me or not let me use the power. I mean, our soul, the spirit is entwined with my soul. I mean, until it leaves my body, of course. But at that point, it's just choosing a new host. Potentially. I don't know what caused it to be encased in the crystal in the first place.
Could be some no good hero came along and slayed it and trapped inside of it, left for somebody else to find. Wouldn't be the first time it's happened.
I mean, I'm expecting to find the other three that way. But I mean,
You're
I have no
expecting,
information on it.
you're expecting the other spirits to already be pre-trapped?
I wouldn't say trapped, but in crystallized form, yeah.
Your spirit?
Yeah. The other
It
three.
was trapped in crystalline form. Now it's trapped in you.
Yeah, the other three.
Well, you don't know what's going on with them. You just
he's
have an idea of where they are.
He's asking me if I expect to find them trapped in a crystal, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't say necessarily trapped, but in crystalline form, yeah.
You can expect whatever you want. Make no guarantees on what's going to happen.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Chrome Tech, maybe you're right. I also expected to find the other Circle of Six members a long time ago. So maybe you're wrong.
So what are you thinking for the next one? You're thinking a headband, maybe a belt, maybe a lapel pin.
Belt wouldn't be a bad touch. Maybe with a little skull in the middle. If I could find something like that, yeah, I could. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I don't know. I think if you actually did make a belt, it'd be the one Circle 6 who over loves everyone, and so it'd be a giant heart on the belt buckle. It'd match perfectly with your bloody servant over there, or bloody
Nope.
bean.
Wouldn't let it happen. People wouldn't fear a heart. If it were, I'd have to wear the belt backwards.
That's the point.
No. Out of the question. A headband, maybe. Scary one. With bones. Little baby skulls. Yeah, that would scare people.
So we got a headband, a belt, what? An anklet, lapel pin. What else do you need to tie this ensemble together?
Hold up, you think baby skulls will scare people?
Yeah, they'll look at me and be like, "Oh, wow, that person's
Do
crazy."
you know how easy it is to kill a baby?
Okay, okay. Now I think
These are
about it,
like
not baby skulls.
dragon skulls or jaguar skulls at least.
They'd
They're
have
hard
something
to
that would
kill.
fit on my clothes.
Well, I don't know. Something tougher to kill than a baby.
Well, I've fought some pretty scary babies before. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. They were monsters,
Please don't
really
skip over
sharp
that
teeth,
story. Tell me all
cannibalistic.
about it.
I,
Tell
I
me
I'm with
all
him.
about the scariest baby you fought. I'm
Okay,
all ears, homie.
okay. So, DM, correct me if I'm wrong. We were fighting a horrible, malefic force that summoned all sorts of things from your nightmares, a giant included. And one of the worst amongst its ranks was a dagger toothed, man eating abomination that took the form of an infant.
Well, I mean, you did fight those, but they weren't the worst of them.
I'm telling the story here.
You told me to correct you if you were wrong. I corrected you.
I just wanted to
Anyways,
make sure you're listening.
their body count was astronomical. So many died by their horrible dagger-like teeth.
Make
I
a
managed.
bluff check.
Let's put one or two down.
I mean,
Horrible.
babies with
Drus-
with razor teeth would be actually terrifying.
Drusilla's
Not saying
Adventures
it.
in Babysitting.
11.
Well, they know that the babies with dagger teeth were real. They also know you are exaggerating.
What do you guys think? Baby skulls of these things, sharp teeth, definitely leave a lot to the imagination, if nothing else.
His suggestion of dragon bait, like wyvern skulls, would be better.
Yeah, probably. Problem is, I don't want to piss off any dragons for killing their babies.
Why not? You already have 3 members of the Circle Six.
Even Zern didn't want to piss off an ancient dragon. He had one for a roommate.
I'm not saying no ancient dragon. I'm saying a baby dragon with like a wyvern, worm. I forget, how do you say it?
I think worm would be the right way.
Oh,
It's just WYRM instead of WORM.
think about it, the whole bone ornamentation thing is kind of tacky. How about molded metal? Just kind of like maybe tribal patterns with jagged edges or something.
Yeah, I mean, spikes are cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, so now he's gonna have a headband, a belt, and a dog collar. Or she's gonna have.
It would suit her.
Might give people the wrong impression.
Well, Spike's color. Spike colors are cool, right?
Sure.
You,
Yeah,
if you know what it means.
means I'm scary and don't grab me by the neck. You'll hurt yourself.
Sure. Yep.
Spikes will poke you.
So how come there
Anyway.
aren't any like bone? So what are the 3? You have your sword, your dagger, your gloves, and
Dagger, it's a short sword.
your dagger, your gloves, and your what? Shin guards, like
Leggings,
the
vague leg protection.
yeah, shin guard. That's leg protection.
Yeah, those are all the 3 I have, and it's not a dagger, it's a short sword.
Yeah, sure. The How come the Dago doesn't have any skulls on it?
So skulls are tacky, okay? We've established that. I think once I trapped this sword, Zern's soul in a sword, I knew at the time that he deserved better. So I got this, made of onyx. Yeah, it looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Pretty scary short sword.
I mean, sure.
Now that I think about it, all these are made of onyx. I don't think that was intentional. That's a big coincidence. I mean, I kind of just found this sword.
No, you didn't find the sword.
I even knew you, meta-wise, I even knew you didn't find the sword.
I thought it was just laying around Zern's lair, and I
It wasn't
slapped.
just laying around. It was in Zern's lair on a pedestal.
Ah,
He was working on the magic on the sword when he was killed, and he walked you through finishing the spell and trapping his soul before he died. Because his fear of death outweighed his fear of being trapped with an incompetent user.
I asked Zern real quick. Does it have to be onyx to hold a powerful soul like you and the other circle members?
Onyx is better for handling magic. It's not as high quality for fighting because Onyx, although very sharp, is actually kind of fragile. And the only reason your Onyx equipment hasn't broken now is because it survives on the energy drawn from our souls.
I know you guys are saying onyx, but do you mean obsidian?
Yes.
The obsidian is super sharp, but it's if you hit it at the wrong angle, it's super brittle.
It shatters. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant this whole time. But yeah, we've been saying Onyx since the beginning. So,
Okay, so there's obsidian or onyx. Let's just keep calling it onyx since we've been using all along. Are there any other alternative materials that would be great for trapping souls in?
Completely honestly, I'm not deciding.
Okay, there it is,
I
guys.
don't want to make up some other material or look up any other good materials for it.
Element
My
0.
my headband, my spike collar, my ring, my belt, whatever I'm gonna make, it's gonna be out of onyx.
Now, if we're talking element 0, that'd be solid neutronium. That'd be bitchin'. You can keep it confined. That'd make a hell of a weapon.
I
This
don't
is
need
not
to.
Ben speaking. He doesn't know what the hell that is.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Wasn't element 0 in the Mass Effect?
But no, like, I don't know, maybe.
Element.
But no,
So
from my understanding, element 0 would be an element without protons in it, which is neutronium, which is some material from the inside of neutron stars.
Would it be like super like radioactive or something weird?
I mean, if it wasn't contained, yeah, it would explode and keep exploding and explode some more.
Maybe not the
And
best thing to be killing people with.
but the sort like the gravity like will hold it in together. No, I thought element 0 was like the Mass Effect thing because you can make like flying cars because they're essentially weightless because you have this super strong metal that has no weight to it or defies
oh, I don't
gravity.
know about that.
I
No,
think it was Mass
neutronium
Effect. I
is
don't know.
incredibly dense. Like a matchbook of it weighs as much as an oil tanker. Like stupid dense.
Yeah, I feel like a full on like headband would probably like crush me just from the weight of
Oh,
carrying
for
it.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. It would sink to
So
the core of the earth.
not an element 0 headband. I'm not gonna wear that. Sorry, Ben. I don't know where you pulled that out from. Clearly, you didn't know what you were talking about.
Oh, again, that was not in character.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
Well, I think I'm all out of questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Like we did a pretty good job clearing the air.
Unless unless you guys want to ask me more about mine, but I feel like I know your guys' backstory quite a lot now.
Man, I feel like the most interesting thing about you was the soul trapping and
Spirit.
trapping itself into you. Did you have anything else to share? I couldn't think of a question to ask. What's your favorite color?
Behold, trapped spirits.
Well, right now it's red, but ask me again once I find the next spirit. I do really enjoy blue. And the person and the spirit inside of me is hating me for it.
I thought of black and gray, personally. Understated, but foreboding colors. What about you, Ben? I'm guessing red.
Nothing wrong with crimson.
Okay, so that about sums up what I wanted to do today. Next week we will be getting into the tournament. So it'll be a lot more combat, a lot less RP. So I really wanted you guys to have time to chat amongst yourselves before we went into basically a full-on combat session.
Alrighty.
Oh, they might get to find out my healing abilities.
They might. They also might get to find out the not so great aspect of your healing abilities.
We'll keep that a surprise.
Okay, so
They might be able
as
to
a
find my self-destruct abilities.
no.
I find out how awesome my abilities are too.
Easy now. No need to brag about yourself right now.
So as a closer for today, we leave you guys off trapped. You had some bit of grinding and a whole lot of getting to know each other. So
Good powwow.
Yeah, too bad those waiters were fucking forever on those drinks.
Yeah, not great room service.
Can I leave a
burritos were
review
killer.
of this place? Is there a Yelp over here?
there's no Yelp in the fantasy world.
Amenities
Yeah.
fantastic. Room service shoddy. I mean, besides taking
food.
forever for alcohol, telling the owner telling us they want to kill us, that was not.
The management was shit.
There's no Yelp yet. We
Yeah.
can start it.
There we go. Sorry, Mander. Continue.
No, that was it. Closing statement was you guys had a good RP, and next week you guys look forward to a whole lot of battle, and let's see how things go. Will you guys actually win the arena, or will we be rolling 3 new characters?
That'd be shitty.
Oh, speak about next week. I can't play next week.
Okay, 2 weeks.
I'll be flying out Wednesday morning and won't be back till Saturday.
Where you going?
Vegas.
I'm going to Vegas in May
Nice. Why not next week?
because I can't afford to go next week.
Well, a bachelor party decided we're going to Vegas, so for a couple of days.
Sounds fun. Sounds fun.
Bring your Switch with. Maybe some of the bachelors at the party want to fight me on Smash.
I am packing one of my systems. I don't know if it's a Switch or the PS Vita yet, but that's mainly for playing.
a Vita?
Fucking right here.
What games you got on that thing?
What do you want on it? I just got done jailbreaking it.
Oh, okay. So it's okay.
I broke it back out because I had a couple games downloaded on it, and then my one coworker told me about jailbreaking it, so I did. Not like Sony's gonna care. Like they discontinued the support for it 5 years ago. Sorry, we should stop recording before I keep incriminating myself.
Fine, none of this is provable.
Yeah, we can edit that out. It's fine.
Just making things up. None of our words have any weight or truth behind them. We're RPing as jailbreakers.
Everyone online in podcast and TV land. Till next week, or till 2 weeks from now. Have a good one, and talk to you all later.
Bye.